Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to once again to all of you to the physics classes. We were talking about work, energy and power, and today's class we are going to talk about work energy theorem. Okay. So work energy theorem tells that the connection between kinetic energy and work. Okay. Kinetic energy and work. So what it states, the change in kinetic energy of a particle is equal to the work done on it by the net force. The change in kinetic energy of a particle is equal to the work done on it by the net force. So that is the derivation, and this is for constant force. This is specially for constant force. Okay, work energy theorem for constant force. So what is the meaning of that? Let's see. Let's derive this expression. Consider an object. You have to write down. Consider an object having mass m. Let V naught be the initial velocity, V be the final velocity. We have V square is equal to V naught square plus 2ax I can write down. I will write down d, displacement, no. So this I can write down V square minus V naught square, isn't it? Plus is equal to 2ax, V naught square I have brought here, and 2a into d. So I will multiply this equation 1 by m by 2. Then what I will get m v square by 2 minus m v naught square by 2 is equal to 2ad divided by m by 2. What happens? M v square by 2 means what? It is kinetic energy, minus m v naught square by 2 means what? That is also again kinetic energy, but this is final velocity, so it becomes final kinetic energy. This is initial velocity, so it becomes initial kinetic energy. 2 cancels, you are going to ma and d. So ma is nothing but force, isn't it? And displacement, so you can write down in terms of vector form, because f dot d is nothing but a scalar, because kinetic energy is a scalar quantity. You can write down in this way. So some quantity you are going to get, that is nothing but f dot d, so kf minus ki, but f dot d is nothing but work. So the change in kinetic energy of a particle is equal to the work done on it by the net force. That is what the derivation. For 3 marks they are going to ask. So this is what work energy theorem for the constant force. It says that this is the derivation you have to do. So that is what now we found. See, I am having an object, I am going to throw it. Initial velocity was 0. I am going to do the work in such a way that it is going to get some kinetic energy, means it is going to get some velocity. So initial velocity was 0, final velocity is nothing but the kinetic energy. The more work I am going to do, the more kinetic energy it is going to get. The less work I am going to do, the less kinetic energy it is going to get. The more fast I am going to hit the ball, the more fast velocity is moving. Less slowly I am going to hit the ball, less slow. Means the work I am given, it is less, so less kinetic energy. The more kinetic energy, like that. No? So the change in kinetic energy, if you calculate, means you can find out what is the work done. You can find out what is the work done. So this is sufficient. So this derivation, go through it. This is sufficient for today's class. So go through this derivation once again, and remember this is for the constant force. Means if there is a constant, means there must be a variable force. If there is a constant, means there must be a variable force. What is that variable force? That we are going to talk about in our next class, and work energy theorem for the variable force we are going to talk. Okay. Dear students, we were talking about work, energy and power. Okay. In that chapter, we have, in the last videos of us, we have discussed work energy theorem. That work energy theorem states that is nothing but change in kinetic energy, final minus initial, which is equal to the work done by the net force on a body. Net force means the total force applied on the body, that is net force on the body. Okay, that is what we have studied. Now we were talking about the constant force, right? Force means it is a constant force. Say for example, the work energy theorem for the constant force. What do you mean by constant force? See, say for example, one object is there here in this way. So you are going to apply some force. Say F is equal to 5 Newton, means 5 Newton only you are going to apply the force, not more, not less. 5 Newton, 5 Newton, 5 Newton, constant. This object goes on moving. Such cases there, means the work energy theorem is nothing but change in kinetic energy. Now if suppose the force is variable, means at the first I will apply 5 Newton, after that 3 Newton, after that 4 Newton, after that again 2 Newton, after that 6 Newton, after that 10 Newton. Like that, means variable force. If such is the case, what is the work done? How to calculate the work done? That we have to study. Now we are going to talk about work done in variable force. Work done in variable force. So how to calculate the work done in variable force? Okay. Before that, we are going to write down a graph in such a way that force you are going to take it in y axis, displacement you are going to take in x axis. Suppose for the constant force, say for example 5 Newton, you have applied the force. What is the displacement took place? Say object was x is equal to 0. I am going to apply the force 5 Newton till x is equal to 5 meter. No, x is equal to 5 meter, I am going to apply the force. Okay. So what happens? X is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is the force. This is the what graph we got for the force. No. Now, what is the area under that curve? Area is nothing but this much. No? What is this distance? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. F, isn't it? That is nothing but 5, or that is nothing but F I am going to write down. Area is nothing but F into this much, the length into breadth. No, the length will be how much? 5. Or till 5 meter you have used. No. See, force into displacement means what? That is nothing but work done. No. Now I got that area under force and displacement curve gives you work done. Work is done. That is called work done. Okay. So area under force and displacement curve gives work done. That is for constant force. Now the same scenario, the same concept, the same rule, if I am going to apply for the variable force, Suppose this is f of x, I am going to write down because there is an object. X is equal to 0, x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What happens? For the x is equal to 0, 2 Newton I am going to apply. 0 to 1, 2 Newton. 1 to 2, 3 Newton. 3 to 4, 5 Newton. Or 5 to 6 here, 10 Newton. Less, more, like that. Variable force. Force varies with respect to the displacement. Then now I can write down x is equal to 10 I am going to write down. No? X is equal to 10. So that is nothing but x is equal x in meters. No? Say for example x is equal to 10 means okay. So what happens? Force is vary. No? This is less, more, maximum. See? Force is not constant, varies each and every time, no? So I am going to get a graph like this because force is not constant. Constant means straight line. Now it is a force is a variable. Okay. Say for example, generally I am going to write down x is initial and x is final. Since I have given the equation, example that x is equal to 1 to x is equal to 10, but I am going to write down generally x is equal to this much. Now to find out the work done in a variable force, what I have done? I have drawn the graph. Now what I have to do? I have to find out the area, means I am going to get what? If I find out the area under force and displacement curve, means what you are going to get? That is nothing but work I am going to get. If I am going to find out the area under force and displacement curve, I am going to get the work done. Okay? How to find out the area? This is not a standard geometric shape. If it was triangle, if it was rectangle, if it was square, if it was any of the standard shape, means you would have found okay the area of the curve. But now how we are going to calculate the area under this curve? How we are going to calculate the area under this curve? So that's why I can't, that's why I am going to divide it. I am going to divide it in small rectangles. Now this rectangle I am going to get, no, here rectangle I am going to get, here complete rectangle, here it is missed, here some portion is missed, okay. Here some portion is missed. So equal length rectangles if I take, means the work done I am going to write down, that is nothing but work done. Okay. How you can write down that work done? How we can write down that work done? Okay. This is nothing but sum of summation. Okay, this is the symbol for summation. Total you are going to take the summation, means sum of you are going to take. From how many triangles are, how many rectangles are there? So what you are going to divide? You will divide that into equal length. Length is this, no? Length will be, see, f of x is different, f of x is different. But this will remain same. Like that only I am going to cut. In such a way that this I am going to write down as delta x, all having breadth as delta x, but still this is missing, no? So I can write down x is equal to initial to x is equal to final, f of x will be variable into delta x. Sum I have to do, no? F of x, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But again, if we do this, means we are not going to get exact, no? Because some value of the area is missing. Okay. This much is missing. If I take it as rectangle, means this much is missing. What I can do? Because total work done I have. So again what I will do, I will divide it in such a way that small areas, in such a way that, so where it going to become same, where it going to be counted, that delta x earlier, see for example if I write down here, means the same delta x, here you can write down, see This is missing, no, this only I am going to count, no. Now where I can get all those things, I am going to divide in such a way that very small, very small. First it was delta x, now I am going to, the delta x I am going to reduce. The delta x going to become 0. It may be 0.000001. Very small it is. Then all the points I am going to get, no, that width or the breadth I am going to decrease means. So finally how I can get the work done? So by summing of all the rectangles, no, that is work done, which is nothing but I have to take the limit of delta x is going to become small, very small, that delta x is going to become 0 of what? This f of x dx. Okay, how many rectangles are there now? Number, from where to where? From xi to xf is there. Now what I have to do? This is for single rectangle, no. For total rectangle I have to find out, no. Total area means that's what I have to integrate. This summation itself is an integrate. Okay. So limit of delta x tends to 0, summation you can write down it as integration. Integration means integrating. Differentiation means I have divided. I have differentiated, divided. How I have divided? So that small width is going to become small delta x. Okay, this itself I can write down as integration. Okay, a symbol I can write down. So now remember, I'll say it as a symbol. Actually it is not a symbol. The continuation version of itself is integration that you are going to study in mathematics. But now, as of now, for time being, consider that this I can write down as integration. From where x is equal to x is equal to f, I have to integrate, means add, integrate. Then I am going to get f of x dx. Delta x was reduced. Delta x means a little more. Dx means less. Okay, small value. So it reduced, and you are going to get in this. This is nothing but work done in variable force. What is work done in constant force? Work done in constant force is fx. Work done in variable force is f dx. Work done in variable force is f dx. This is what work done in variable force. This much if you write down, this is sufficient. This much if you write down means this is sufficient. Now what we have to do is work energy theorem. In the case of variable force you have to study. Work energy theorem in the case of variable force you have to study. Work energy theorem, write down. Work energy theorem in the case of variable force. Okay, so the statement. Statement is nothing but the change is same as that of the constant force. That is we have to prove now. Okay, the change in kinetic energy of a particle is equal to the work done on it by the net force. The change in kinetic energy of the particle is equal to the work done by the net force. Work done by the net force. Change in kinetic energy, right? What do you mean by kinetic energy? The kinetic energy is K is equal to half mv square. To find out the work done, what we have done, see, we have differentiated first, no? We have divided into small units. So this kinetic energy also, total from year to year, it has got kinetic energy, right? I have applied 1 Newton, 2 Newton, 5 Newton, 10 Newton, 1 Newton, 5 Newton, like that. Means it has got the kinetic energy from 0 to some value, right? So what is the small kinetic energy? That is nothing but what I have to do? With respect to time, what is the kinetic energy? I have to find out. Now, differentiating with respect to time means for the unit time, 1 second, what was the change in kinetic energy? That I can calculate, no? So, dk by dt, which is equal to half is constant, d of m is square by dt. So, half is constant, m is constant, no? So, now dv square by dt. Again I have to take the differentiation of that is nothing but m by 2, differentiation of x to the power. But see, dt square by dt you have got here, no? What is the differentiation of this? 2 into t to the power 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1, that is 1. Again dt by dt you have to write down, okay? But we didn't write, no, while reading the differentiation. Why? Because there is 1, no, that's why I didn't write. But here it is not like that. The numerator is differentiated with respect to different denominator. Earlier when I told about the differentiation, that was proper differentiation, like with respect to that quantity only it was differentiated. But here it is different, so that what you are going to write down? First we are going to write down 2 into v into 2 to the power n minus 1 means 2 minus 1, that is 1, into dv by dt you are going to write down. Okay, what is here? That is dk by dt. Now dk by dt you are going to write down, 2 cancels, m into v means what? Dx by dt. dv by dt means what? Acceleration. So dk by dt is nothing but how much? M into a into dx, dt cancels, so I can write down dk. So means the small change in kinetic energy when you are pushing that object from x is equal to 1 to x is equal to infinity is that much. Now total change in kinetic energy you want, no? dk means what? It is delta k itself, okay? Delta k means what? That is difference. Why you are writing delta? Delta is the notation, that's all. x2 minus x1, no, delta is the notation. Now dk is also rotation, that is a small, okay. Now integrate to find total change in kinetic energy, no, that is integrating from initial total kinetic energy, that is integrating we get from where to where? Initial to final. Initial one kinetic energy was there, final one kinetic energy there. What is the variable here? From where to where it is changed? Initial x to final x. So m into a into dx. But what is ma? So you don't know, right? That is nothing but, shall I erase this? Write down. Okay, see, applying the limits also you should know, okay. So that is a mathematical step I am going to tell you. Okay, see, integration of dt means t1 to t2 means what? Integration of dt means t, okay. Differentiation, same as the differentiation, integration is there, okay. That is another formula. Derivation and all you will get in mathematics. This is just formula we are using here, okay. Now t from where to where? t1 to t2. Now you have to apply the limits here, okay. After this, t means final limit minus at the place of t initial limit you have to put. This will be the answer, okay, like that. Similarly, what is here? dk, integration of dk is k from where to where? Initial to final is equal to how much? xi to xf. ma is how much? Force into displacement. Now kif means at the place of k, first upper limit we will call, upper limit you have to put minus, at the place of k we have to put initial limit, lower limit, which is equal to work done in the variable force. Don't you think this is the work done in the variable force? Just now we have derived, there is nothing but work done in the variable force. Hence the work done is equal to change in kinetic energy again in the case of variable force. Again the method we have used different. Why? Because it is a variable force, that is not a constant force. Only for the constant force we are applying. Okay, only for the constant force applying, that's why it is a variable force. This will come for 5 marks. Remember, this is a very important derivation. Okay, as of now for today's class this is sufficient for you, that is work energy theorem in the case of variable force. What it says, there is a change in kinetic energy is equal to work done by the net force acting on that body, and for the variable force we are going to differentiate and we are going to integrate, right, because it is a variable force, that's why. Okay, so go through it once again. For today's class this much is sufficient. Thank you very much.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.